All right, so moving on to the final segment, we're going to be switching gears from MLB and talking about football inside the NFL world. Which quarterbacks are on the hot seat heading into this upcoming NFL season? So I got three names on my hot seat list. These three respective quarterbacks I do believe are in danger of losing their starting job as their respective franchises starting quarterback. Their jobs hang in the balance this year, and all three of these quarterbacks I'm about to mention are in the hot seat for their respective franchises. So let's start at the first guy that's on my list, Deshaun Watson. Now hold it. Some of you guys might say, "Oh, Deshaun Watson didn't play for a year. Oh, Deshaun Watson came late in the year, late in last season." I get it, and he gets a pass for it. He gets a pass. He was out for a whole year. Only played 6 games toward the end of the season. Really only played the month of December. I get it. He gets a pass. But when you're out there playing like that, you don't get a pass from me. You have to show up. You have to set the bar for the Cleveland Browns. You have to be that guy that you once were that the NFL loved to know of Deshaun Watson. And a lot of analysts are still high on him, yes. But I'm pumping the brakes here because there was a lot of concerning plays that I saw out of Deshaun Watson, a lot of concerning film that I saw out of Deshaun Watson that makes me say, why is he not on my hot seat list? And he's on there now. He has to turn it up. It's unacceptable. In the 6 games that he played last year, he had 7 passing touchdowns. He had 5 interceptions. He had a QBR rating of average QBR rating of a 38.3 in those 6 games and those 6 outings that Deshaun Watson had last season. That's totally unacceptable for someone that gets a lot of praise, for someone who is making $230 million, for someone who is responsible for breaking the quarterback market, breaking the system, and what we see in the NFL nowadays because Deshaun Watson set the bar and making $230 million guaranteed. And you can't tell me someone that's making $230 million gets a pass of having 7 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and average a QBR rating of 38.3 in 6 outings that he had to display last year. That's unacceptable. I need to see more from Deshaun Watson. And I don't want to hear the analysts say he's a top 5 quarterback when available. He needs to step up and prove it because that's totally unacceptable. He's on my hot seat list as well. Second quarterback, it's Dak Prescott. My guy, Dak Prescott. I think, realistically, the Cowboys have a great shot of getting to the Super Bowl or getting to the Super Bowl or potentially winning it this year. It's going to mind blow a lot of people out there, but realistically, this is their best shot. I'm going to explain why. Offensively, Dak has some great help. He has some good, strong depth on the offensive line to protect him. He's got CeeDee Lamb. He's got Michael Gallup. He's got Brandon Cooks. All 3 of those respective players are more than capable of having 1,000-yard seasons and being NFL Pro Bowlers this year. He's got a solid running back group of Tony Pollard. He's got Ronald Jones, Deuce Vaughn. That's a part of the running back committee as well. On the defensive side of the ball, they have a ferocious defensive line, one of the best defensive lines in the NFL, led by the pass rushers of DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. Then you have a good, solid defensive back group led by the solid corners, the 1-2 punch, the new tag team duo, Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore at the cornerback position. They brought back Dan Quinn, their defensive mastermind. He's back there for another season as well. The Cowboys are going to be playing in a completely easy NFC conference. It's going to be a weak conference, whether you guys want to believe it or not. That's why I've been saying on the podcast that the NFC is the new JV of football and in the NFL world. There's only 3 legit teams that are heading into this season. All the other teams still have to prove themselves no matter what they did during free agency, no matter what they did. They have not stepped up to the plate like these 3 teams have. The 49ers, the Philadelphia Eagles, and Dallas Cowboys, to me, are the only 3 shoe-in, locked-in teams to be contenders next year. Everybody else is a question mark. No matter what you did during free agency, no matter what you did during the draft, no matter what trades you made, all question marks still. But those 3 teams are going to stand out to anybody else in the conference this year, mark my words. So they're competing in an easier conference. The only 2 teams that you got to knock off is the Eagles and the 49ers. Dak Prescott is heading into his 8th NFL season. He still only has 2 playoff wins under his belt. He's 2-4 in the postseason. Jerry Jones has showed over the last 2 years that he will get rid of the star player if they don't live up to their contracts, if they don't live up to expectations. Just ask Amari Cooper. He was out of town after the NFL season. They traded him for a bag of chips, a 5th and a 6th round pick at the end of the 2021 season. At the end of this season, during NFL free agency, Ezekiel Elliott, a 6-year, $90 million quarterback that lost his burst, he lost his step, he lost his juice, wasn't the same running back, set the NFL free agency market, and has yet to be picked up. Jerry Jones has no reason or has no complaints of letting guys go that he knows is not living up to their expectations. As much as I love Dak Prescott, this is your best chance to at least get to an NFC Championship appearance, a Super Bowl, or win one this year with a weak NFC conference compared to all the gauntlet runs that all the AFC teams will have to go through. Hell, the AFC has the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Bills, the Ravens, the Jets, the Dolphins. I could keep going on how many stacked teams are in the AFC. And look what the Dallas Cowboys have to get through. In my opinion, it's just running through the Eagles and running through the 49ers, and he can make an appearance in the Super Bowl, getting through a weak NFC conference. Dak Prescott, you got all the talents offensively. You got all the talent defensively. You got what you wanted. You got Mike McCarthy calling the plays for you. If you don't deliver this year, I hate to say it, he's got to go. Whether they trade him, release him, he's got to go. And he's on the hot seat for me as well. And last but not least is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is coming in a true make it or break it year this year, and for the Denver Broncos. It's not even about helping them to become a contender this year, but Russell Wilson's respective legacy is on the line this upcoming season. Russell Wilson was a part of that big trade package just a year ago, just one off season ago, and the Denver Broncos have nothing to show for it. Russell Wilson, no doubt, before last season, heading into last season, his first year with the Broncos, no doubt, heading into that season, he was a shoe-in lock to be an NFL Hall of Famer with the Seattle Seahawks, what he accomplished with the Seattle Seahawks. And some of you guys might say, no, he was one of the most talented quarterbacks that this modern era has seen. He's a former Super Bowl champion. He has 21 fourth quarter comebacks. He has 27 game-winning drives. He has 4 postseason game-winning drives. He has 9 playoff victories, all to add to his belt. Everything that he accomplished with the Seattle Seahawks. He's one of the best clutch performers at the quarterback position and that the NFL has seen in the modern era over the last 11 years. There's no debate that Russell Wilson was a shoe-in Hall of Famer before he got to the Broncos. Now, everything is on the line for him. Now his legacy is on the line. Now everything that Russel Wilson once upon a time is all going to be flushed down the toilet if he does not deliver this year, because he played absolutely horrible for the Denver Broncos last season. They went 5-12. He only had 16 passing touchdowns. He had 11 interceptions and had a QBR of 36.7 throughout the entire NFL season last year. So he cannot afford to play like that next season, or he's gone. The Denver Broncos aren't going to care at that point. They're under new ownership. They're not going to care. And they're not even going to care because they gave up so much for a guy that they thought was going to deliver the way he did in Seattle, and he's going to be gone. Mark my words, if Russell Wilson does the same thing that he did last season, he is out. O-U-T, out. They will cut him, release him, trade him for a bag of chips. He will no longer be a part of the Denver Broncos franchise. And to make matters worse, a lot of players didn't even respect Russell Wilson when he got as the season went on. He stopped being a leader. He had his own office last year. They even had to bring in Sean Payton to fix him. And if Sean Payton can't fix him, then nobody can fix him. So Russell Wilson is on the hot seat the most heading in the next NFL season. But those 3 respective players are on my hot seat. It's going to be interesting to see how Deshaun Watson performs this year, how Dak Prescott performs this year, or how Russell Wilson performs this year. If they don't, I do believe that those respective guys will be gone from the Browns, the Cowboys, and the Broncos after this upcoming NFL season. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off, and I'll see you guys on next week's episode.